for this?
During the 90s, a grunge look became popular. It consisted of black, loose-fitting clothing, flannels, and combat boots. Another look that was in was a preppy look, which for girls consisted of high knee socks, miniskirts, argyle sweaters paired with a collared shirt underneath. The preppy look for guys consisted of different pattern polos, sweaters tied around the neck, as well as argyle sweaters with collared shirts underneath and khaki pants. During the early 90s, a grunge look with a gangster twist consisted of plaid or dark baggy shirts paired with baggy jeans.
Hello?
Hello. What's your question?
Who is this?
What do you want to know?
Why don't you tell me your name? What? Whatever, you weirdo. I have to go. Weirdos nowadays. What the hell was that?
Tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, Macarena. Bala tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, que tu cuerpo es para dar la alegría y cosas buenas. Bala tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, Macarena. Bala tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, que tu cuerpo es para dar la alegría.
What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt.
I like big butts and I cannot lie. You other brothers can't deny. Now when a girl walks in with an itty bitty waist and a round thing in your face, you get sprung. Wanna pull up tough cause you notice that butt was stuck deep in the jeans she's wearing. I'm hooked and I can't stop staring. Oh baby, I wanna get with ya and take your picture.
Yo, I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. So tell me what you want, what you really, really want. I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. So tell me what you want, what you really, really want. I wanna really, really, really wanna zig a zig ah.
If you want my future, forget my past.
If you wanna get with me, better make it fast. Now don't go wasting my precious time. Get your act together, we could be just fine. I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. So tell me what you want, what you really, really want. I wanna really, really, really wanna zig a zig ah.
being so big. The numbers, it just sucks. I can't even dial that good. The connection just sucks. Hey guys! Everything's bad. Well, I invented the Slim 2000. It's smaller, more resilient, and faster. Yeah!
This is Brandy Chastain after her game-winning goal against China for the 1999 FIFA Women's World Cup. This was also the most attended women's sport event in history with an attendance of 90,185 people. Reggie Miller of the Indiana Pacers was famous for his clutch performances to finish games. He was also known as Miller Time. Zinedine Zidane was named the best European footballer of the past 50 years. He played for France and won the FIFA World Cup 1998. This is Mike Tyson biting Evander Holyfield's ear during the 1997 WBA Heavyweight Championship. His boxing license got revoked and he was fined $3 million plus legal costs. This is Dan Marino, who became one of the most prolific quarterbacks in league history. He holds many major NFL passing records despite never winning a Super Bowl. By acclamation, Michael Jordan is the greatest basketball player of all time. He was considered instrumental in popularizing the NBA around the world in the 1990s. He has also fueled the success of Nike Air Jordan sneakers, which still remain highly sought after till today. Bo Jackson was the first and only athlete to be named an All-Star in both baseball and football. He also became increasingly popular during a 90s ad campaign by Nike, where Bo Knows was the motto and marketed cross-training shoes. McGuire broke the single-season home run record and hit 70 home runs in 1998. Andre Agassi was tennis' most dominant player during the 1990s and was ranked number 1 in the world for years 1995, 1996, and 1999. Tony Hawk lands the first ever Indy 900, which is a skateboard maneuver of 5 180-degree turns in midair in 1999.
Top 10 TV shows of the 90s.
Now this is a story all about how my life got flipped, turned upside down, and I'd like to take a minute, just sit right there. I'll tell you how I became the prince of a town called Bel Air.
Everywhere you look, everywhere there's a heart, a hand to hold on to. Everywhere you look.
Going downtown, I'm gonna have myself a time.
Friendly faces everywhere, humble folks without temptation.
Cheetah, what does the scouter say about his power level? It's over 9,000! What, 9,000?
It's you and me. I know it's my destiny. Oh, you're my best friend. We're gonna fill our house with happiness.
When I wake up in the morning and the alarm gets out of warning, I don't think I'll ever make it on time. By the time I grab my books.
And last but not least, Beavis and Butthead.
Check out my butt.
Top 10 movies of the 90s.
Jingle bell, jingle bell.
My mom always said life was like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get.
Hey Jenny, so how was school?
It was alright.
Jenny!
From that day on, if I was going somewhere, I was running.
Wherever you are, I believe.
In 1993, the World Trade Center experienced its first bombing when a truck blew up and killed 6 people and injured more than 1,000. On July 16, 1999, John F. Kennedy Jr. died when the airplane crashed into the Atlantic Ocean. His wife and sister-in-law were also killed. Two famous rappers were killed. Tupac was murdered on September 13, 1996, and the Notorious B.I.G. was also murdered on March 9, 1997. The 1992 LA riots started on April 29 after a trial jury acquitted 4 LAPD officers of assault and use of excessive force in the Rodney King beating. This was the largest riot seen in the US since the 60s and worst in terms of death toll. The O.J. Simpson trial has been described as the most publicized criminal trial in American history. Simpson was acquitted after a lengthy trial. Here's a picture of him with the famous closing argument: "If it doesn't fit, you must acquit." Y2K crisis. Computer memory space was expensive early on, and space was saved by using 2 digits for the date rather than 4. Hence, when the year turned 00, the fear was that most computers would be unable to distinguish between 2000 and 1900. In fact, problems had already begun occurring in situations that involved future dates, later than 2000. So the assumption was that all the world's computers would crash. Of course, when the clocks turned to January 1st, 2000, the computers barely registered a blip, and all was still well. Bill Clinton was impeached by the House of Representatives on 2 charges, one of perjury and one of obstruction of justice. The Lewinsky scandal hurt his reputation. In 1994, Tonya Harding hired someone to harm her rival in order for her to win the U.S. Figure Skating Championship. Nancy Kerrigan was struck in the knee, leaving her injured and unable to compete. The Oklahoma City bombing was a domestic terrorist bomb attack on the Alfred P. Murrah Federal Building on 1995. It would remain the most destructive act of terrorism on American soil until 9/11. The bomb caused $652 million worth of damage. Timothy McVeigh caused this. August 31st, 1997. Diana, Princess of Wales, died as a result of injuries sustained in a car accident in the Pont de l'Alma Road tunnel in Paris, France. Her boyfriend, Dodi Fayed, and the driver of the Mercedes-Benz W140, Henry Paul, were also pronounced dead at the scene of the accident. The bodyguard of Diana and Dodi, Trevor Rees-Jones, was the only survivor. The crash was ultimately found to be caused by the reckless actions of the chauffeur driving drunk.
I'm President George H.W. Bush. God bless America.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Mambo number 5. One, two, three, four, five. Everybody in the car, so come on, let's ride to the liquor store around the corner. The boys say they want some gin and juice, but I really don't wanna be a buzz like I had last week. I must stay deep, cause talk is cheap. I like Angela, Pamela, Sandra, and Rita. And as I continue, you know they're getting sweeter. So what can I do? I really bag you, my lord. To me, flirting is just like a sport. Anything fly, it's all good. Let me jump in, please sing in the trumpet. A little bit of Monica in my life, a little bit of Erica by my side, a little bit of Rita's all I need, a little bit of Tina's what I see, a little bit of Sandra in the sun, a little bit of Mary all night long, a little.
Hey, Pedalbird, where's your...